Greetings to our viewers. We welcome you to this new segment produced by the Kutniti, where we are going to bring to you some of the futuristic topics from an international and a diplomatic point of view. So, for our first episode, we are joined by Mr. Shashank S. Patel, and today we are going to be discussing about the Japan Government Society 5.0 plan. The Japan Government Society 5.0 plan has already created a lot of buzz both globally and also diplomatically, and has been one of the most discussed topics when it comes to an ideal society which is going to be based on an integrated cyberspace and a physical space. So let's begin with the first question. Shashank, can you please explain to us what is the Japan Society 5.0 plan? And since there is a buzz around it, many are seeing it to be an model which is going to be based on a super intelligence. So, what's your take on it, and how do you think the Japanese people are going to process the entire plan?
Okay, so there are three questions in a one. So I'll start with the first part that sees the idea of Society 5.0 can be termed as the next evolution to the humanity. I personally loved and appreciate this plan as ease of living vested in its core. And it is the convergence of the virtual space with the real space to facilitate the day-to-day working of the humans. So basically, in a way, with the use of the artificial intelligence and big data analysis, synthesized results are feedback to the humans in various forms like the notifications, alerts, automatic switching based on the advancing sensing techs. So yes, it is a model to create a super intelligent, come sustainable society, I would say, which is the grave requirement of the humanity to resolve arch pending social problems like literacy, transversal competencies, capability regeneration, inequalities, sustainability, and organizational behavior. So the unify it is like a unified model to keep the pace up of economic growth with the novel societal resurgence by new methods of operating individualistic choices possesses as a a next big thing for us. So now the third part which you are seeking through the what about the Japan? So Japanese have introduced this in 2016. We all know that, and I started working on it from 2017 onwards. So several Japanese companies like Mitsubishi, Hitachi, NTT Data Corporations are in the action mode from then to incorporate with this new modeling to innovate the operations, the R&Ds to align with the Japanese government objectives. So it will play a major role in achieving, and the very important thing is also that the whole world is seeking for that it is the it will play a very major role in achieving the SDGs in Japan. As told by the former PM Abe, he told that in CeBIT Hanover Fair, I think in 2017. So I would say that the multiple solution to tackle with the aging society already working in the Japan. So there is not a one avenue. There are the several avenues where they are working started working on it.
Moving on to the next question, like you have mentioned, that there's going to be sustainability, it's going to be high tech. But we also know that, like a story has like two sides. So if it's going to be an AI based, highly technological based thing, what do you think about the implications and the high dependency on technology, which is also going to create unemployment? So, how do you
Hmm.
think Japan is going to balance that?
So see, Rijita, first we have to see the transformation of data into the AI information in the technological sector. There are the several underlying activities in it. The first one is the contextualization, which means the knowing the purpose of the data collection. Okay, so which the insecurity which you are talking about, I'm just elaborating it. What are the stages from where we have to fear or not to fear? The second one is the categorization, that knowing the units of the analysis at which level which we are digging the data, the digging of the data or the essential components of the data. The third one came with the calculation. The data can be analyzed mathematically, statistically, but the calculations are the important. The fourth is the correction, where the errors are eliminated from the data, and the fifth one is the condensation. This is the stage from where the human touch will come. Okay, so the condensation is the part where the summarization of the whole data into a more concise form will came, and from where the humanity has to be taken interest of. So we already increased the dependency on the internet, world wide web, and the all other information and communication technologies for doing our daily works. So if someone is saying that we are getting unemployed through it, so I don't believe in those particular things, because the reality is that we are actually gaining from those things right now in our daily activities. So the ways of doing it will give emergence to the new and the broader avenue of the employment, unlike the archaic ones. If you are saying about the archaic ones, I cannot make a debate on that. So not only the Japanese government amended the ICT's laws of the to incorporate these innovations under the Society 5.0, but also extended it to the several quarters of the other administrative units to ramp up their productivity with it. So Japan is already started working heavily on it. More so, the creation of the super smart society boosts the Japan's productivity to contain the unusual contentions on their handling measures, as well as their tryst with the developing society. So Japanese traditions, and see, we all know that Japanese traditions always have their imprint in their modernized tactics, as seen in the recent past. You and we and everyone knows that in the East Asia, Japan is the only country who already practice the new and innovative ways to do the works. So hence the Society 5.0 will further strengthen it, and with new dimensions, by turning it into a global society. That's my assumption and my belief.
Uh, Picking up on that, since you said that it's going to be a global thing and it's the next big thing because it's highly developed and Japan has already set a precedent. So, do you think, speaking of this precedent, India should take lessons from it? And do you think that the Indian government should work on any plans in the future, since this whole segment is a little bit of thing that we are going to focus on futuristic plans and development?
See, Arijita, Society 5.0 is to balance the economic development with a resolution of the social problems. This is the core line. This is the punchline. Okay, this is the core idea to idea. This is the core ideation to actually formulate this. So it is designed to break down the existing sense of stagnation, transcending generations, and provides the utopian life to every citizen. So if this is the baseline, India already started to take cognizance of this ultra beneficial idea by inviting the Japanese tech giants to provide the feasible solutions for local problems which India is facing. So I'll give you some examples, like handling of the natural disasters, which we are lagging every a year. I would say twice in a year. So these natural disaster handlings, the comfortable and the rapid transportation, new techs for the computation, better water and sewage management, and above all, the uniformity in the social sector schemes can be achieved only through it. We Indians are catching up rapidly with it, and our tech industry are in contact with the central agencies like JICA and the JETRO of the Japan to collaborate further with Japanese conglomerates. Indian companies like Mahindra, Wipro, Tata are in queue to learn the new tactics and techs to build better India, to build a better India in the future. So yes, government of India already make a plan on it. They actually started working on it. Yes, and the Indian industry is positively responding to the new initiatives of both the governments.
Thank you so much, Shashank, for joining us today. And it will be indeed interesting to see how the plan unfolds in Japan and if India has actually taken cognizance and can work in its own indigenous way to promote a very high tech society in the country itself. And to our viewers, don't forget to follow the Kutniti for more updates on international relations and diplomacy.